Hi, Timothy. How are you today?
How you doing, Lauren? I'm doing well.
Timothy and I use the same Dropbox account to save money, and we're always mixing up each other's footage. So if you see me in the new Dune TV show and I'm dropping a T-Mux reference, you'll be like some of the only people to get that, what went on there. It's actually kind of weird that we're doing that, just because of how like rich and famous I am. But save money, pinch pennies where you can. So today I'm just gonna keep working on my board game a little bit, on the Voyage card specifically, but also just talk through some general workflow stuff. Same thing as last time, pretty much. And before that, I wanted to just go over how the workflow management thing is developed. There have been a couple things. So I'm still kind of referencing the same global to-do list, and then I have kind of project local to-do lists, which I got from someone in my comments, I'm not sure. But then I've also got this new little time indicator, which is thanks to this guy, VV Helmsman, which is so awesome. People submit PRs, so go drop a follow to that guy. And in general, also, we're all in this, or some of us are in this, to like beat the corporateness together. So go follow like all of each other. Just like create like a very intricate, interconnected like obsidian nodes graph kind of thing. Just follow everyone in my community, and everyone follow everyone else back, just so you can make more projects and you can look more impressive to employers, and it'll just be a nice fun thing for everyone. And then the other guy, this guy Haxy Baxy, also drop a follow. Oh, I already am following him, sweet. This guy added the idea for like a little cute prefix indicator for Tmux, which unfortunately like gets rid of the category for me. We're still working that out, but I do kind of like the idea of just showing like an underscore maybe, and then it rotates to the side during a prefix. But yeah, thanks to both of you guys for contributing, and other people for other ideas, but those are the two main ones that stand out right now. Let's see. So yeah, I want to work on I misspelled Voyage cards today. I haven't called the Venmo card issuer or the 401k people, because it's so hellish and Kafka. If you've ever read The Trial, it's like that, to try to get through to these people, just like a basic need. And I guess I should switch to, let's go to Stormy Seas, so you can see some project level Tmux jumping around. Stormy Seas, and I'm not working on a video. Well, I am working on a video actually, but I'm also working on Stormy. I think that takes precedence. The problem is, like, I guess having multiple indicators would be nice, but then we're getting really complicated. That's something I'll have to look into. Okay, so here's my to-do list from last time. To create a new protocol for Voyage cards. Okay, create a list of problem art for my mother to redraw. All right, that's kind of a later down thing, because Voyage cards just are all pretty much the same looking. Copy over the front, design backs of different text combos. Look into Nix as a build system. Oh yeah, someone said Nix would be a great build system. I asked a question about that on the forum somewhere, so that's a great place to answer it if you don't want to do it in the YouTube comments, but I'll probably read that too. And then we have to lay out like 9 cards to print. Not sure how much of this I'll get through. It depends on how fast I can be, but let's get cracking. So let's see, Voyage. Okay, so I do have a Voyage file already, but it doesn't really have anything in it. Now, I also got my live preview working, which in Typst just lets you live type stuff. So for instance, like if I open that up, okay, I don't know why that didn't render, because I didn't save duh. So that renders, and then I just go, and then it re-renders instantly. Great for card prototyping. So in the last video, I got this utils type, which is basically a card. And then I did some pathing stuff, and I fixed my live preview with a pretty simple thing. So if I go into my Vim RC, there's the plugin Typst preview, and if you do GX to go to the repo for it, I saw down here there's a function in the config, where is it, that basically is called get root, and it just determines like where the image sourcing is from, and all I had to do was export a Typst root from like an env file and then source that for this project, which was just so insanely easy, and then it just works. So yeah, great design of that API there. So let's see, we've got a card at the bottom here. I guess we can comment that out as an example, but for the Voyage, we want our own card. So to import in Typst, you go import, and then the name utils.type, and then we want to import everything, which is only card right now. So let's actually just do that explicitly. So then if we create a card, it's going to want 2 images. So let's call those BG and then FG, I think is the way they're defined in the other file. Let's see, down at the bottom. Let's see, yeah. because theme is a background and then Zeus is like the foreground. All right, so what we want pretty much is to define the background as an image. Let bg equals, let's call that an image, and then we'll pass the path in, so /assets/components. It's interesting my completion went away there, Control XF. Okay, I must have mistyped something. Assets/components. No, maybe I didn't. /. Okay, it doesn't like when I type slash, that's interesting, but I am typing the correct thing. Components/voyage.png. And then foreground, let's just do let fg equals and then just blank content. So now if we leader P to live preview this, we're getting a nice voyage card. So that's good, but this text is kind of shouldn't be there. So why is that? It's probably because we're hard coding it. Okay. So right here, let's get rid of that title, and then let's get rid of this text, and then we should see a blank card. I don't actually know if I still have the components for what I want to do, but let me check if I go. I have a binding set up in Z shell, and there's also leader Z to open my ZRC. That's called just finder open, and it just runs this like open command, and I bind it to like a little Control F, which is used for forward in Vim, which is like a page forward I almost never use, so I don't really mind that. And then all I do is Control F and it opens the directory in Finder. Finder, again, like I'd like to have a replacement, but I like the visual previews. And again, like people said kind of in my comments that there's like different terminals that can display images, like there's Ghosty and WesTerm and whatever. I think I'm not that sure, but the problem is within Tmux it's a whole issue because there's a whole encoding thing around that. And then there's the whole debate like, okay, then why not just use Kitty's built-in or WesTerm or whatever's built-in multiplexer protocol? And the problem is my config for Tmux works really well. It works really well with like these integrated things now. And also my huge problem with having your multiplexer on the client side is, yeah, if you're SSHing, then you're kind of boned because, yeah, how are you going to run multiple processes unless you're like a GNU screen god or like native multi-threading or multi-process, whatever. Okay, so assets, components, I'm looking for a specific thing, and I don't, oh, there it is, wind. So this is like a wind table, and it corresponds to the 8 cardinal directions. Maybe I'll make a dedicated video, but this video might be enough to go over the mechanics I want. Basically, like, let's get this imported, and then I'll explain it. Bothers me that that is it is a PNG. For some reason, I thought it was a JPEG. Let's see. Wait, Voyage is all caps. But I swear I typed it in lowercase. Oops, I switched to, how do I get out of there? Okay, utils, and then we want voyage. No, voyage.type, not CSV. Yeah, I typed it in lowercase. That's crazy. Wait, does that mean I have a duplicate, or is it just super typo resistant? I don't think I have a duplicate. Wow, I never knew Typst could pick up on upper and lowercase files. That's really cool. Okay, so let's say that that's the foreground, right? Let's do an image with that file's path. I don't know the best way to get this. I'm just going to type it out manually. Yeah, and click that, paste in there, and then we'll do theme. No, not theme, sorry. Wind table, was that what it was called? We'll see if that works. Okay, it does work. So that looks all right. We also kind of want like a season, and now I'm getting to the problematic part where I'm going to have to come up with like changes to the card template itself, which might be different across the different cards in the game, but it would be nice if we could just say like winter, you know, and then that would appear, and then we could go to card and then add like an initial kind of title argument. But instead of the title being like text, actually, I would probably want it to be its own custom content, which is a little bit unfortunate. So I guess I could do like winter. And I think in the other print run we had this as some kind of blue, so I could do like text. Actually, I should probably do this all in text. So I could do text and then color blue. Actually, we want more of a navy. That's just what's in my head. And then size, and then let's go like 20 point, and then in here we can have the text that we want. This is the content. So let's do winter, and then like that. And what's this complaining about? Unexpected argument color. Okay. Is that not how you do it? Fill. Okay. That was easy enough. Good old hover. All right, and then let's switch back, and we've got the title there. So let's put that at the very top. So we've got a place, center, and top for the foreground image, but what if we just go like, what if we just straight up render the title in there? Okay, that is all right, but I want it to be like below or above this. Did that work? No. Let's see, because, oh, I see. So basically, if you're new to Typst, this place is saying center and top, and what these kind of do is, like in CSS, they're kind of like absolute positioning, where they kind of break out of the DOM flow that's controlled by like where you write things in text. So you can kind of like write a place statement, and then it'll put it in the document rather than just like sequentially one thing after another. So that's looking a little bit funky. How we can fix it, I think. Oh, and by the way, is anyone else seeing this weird like artifact sometimes when I switch back and forth? I've noticed this with my Mac occasionally, and it might be because DaVinci Resolve is open, but like I get like weird GPU bottlenecks, not CPU bottlenecks, but like I switch and like the app has switched into the foreground and all its like logic is there, but there's a weird like tear for a second where the GPU is catching up. Which is funny because Alacrity is supposed to be like super light on everything, but you know, Apple and their bloat. Okay, let's get that winter above. How am I gonna do that? I think if we just get rid of the place statements for now, just for sake of, just to see what happens, I guess. So let's remove that, and now we've just got a block, and then the place, that's for the foreground, it looks like. I'm gonna add just a foreground so it's more obvious, and then the paragraph, I guess we don't need. That was just for like body text, which will eventually be another argument, but this is getting placed at center and top. So instead of that, let's just like align and then say center and not top, just so that we get a nice, okay, and that's going right into the corner, and this is not fully aligning with the center anymore. And that's because this block needs to be in a place statement. So that place statement outside was actually the correct thing to do. So that's fine. Place, top, plus center. Or I want it dead center, I guess. Horizon, I think, is center vertically. I'm still kind of getting the hang of types, to be honest. All right. Damn it. Okay, horizon plus center. Why is it not happy about that? Unclosed delimiter. Is it a square bracket? No. Is it, maybe it is a square bracket? No. Oh. No, that should be okay. Horizon plus, did I somehow like mistype? This is gonna be so embarrassingly obvious. Shoot, what is it? Horizon plus place. This seems like good syntax. Okay, this is a noob move, but I'm gonna restart just to make sure my LSP isn't tweaking. It was not a noob move. That was the exact right move to make. Okay, that is still not great now because we've got, I'm still learning like the flexboxy nature of this. I guess horizon plus, I guess it's top plus center is the better way to do this. Unable to connect. Oh, because I restarted. Duh. And that's not good. Why is that? What if I make? Okay, that's working fine. So that's really weird, actually. Some of the time, what the heck? Oh, did I run it in the wrong file? Yeah, I ran it in utils. I should be running it in the other file, which is, what's it called? Voyage. And no errors in here, so let's run it there. And our preview still isn't working, so let's run make. And let's see the output of that. voyage.pdf. Okay, that looks fine. So my preview just died for some reason. That's really weird. I wonder if, because I had an env file to like make the root work. I wonder if that somehow got lost. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's there. So I'm gonna edit that, and then it was typst underscore root, and then equals, and then let's get the current root with control R equals, and then expand, and then we can expand the name of the current buffer with the prefix path to get the full path. And that should be good, and then let's G uppercase T equals, and then just add an export, and then let's just source.env, and then go into Vim, and then open, oh shit, I can't jump back in easily. Damn it, voyage. Well, I want the two things in my, like, two swap places. I don't quite have, like, the harpoon thing working, like, with the quick fix list yet. So that's in one part of the swap, and then I want to open utils, and then we can swap between them. And now, if I open this up, Typst preview, wow. So that's just not, straight up not started. Wait, maybe it is starting, maybe it resumed. Or maybe not. Make not found. Search documents projects.env0. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's because I included the whole path, of course. And .env0 implies there's two envs. Sometimes stuff like this just happens when you're programming. Embarrassing as it is, you won't just churn out flawless ideas and executions all the time. It's kind of clunky. Okay, so let's try to preview that again. No. All right, I'm gonna just reboot. Then I could have used restart there, but whatever. Damn, Typst preview, you're being really annoying. So just a default make. Oh, because I didn't source it. Damn it. Okay. Voyage. Please. Finally. Okay. Sorry about that debugging. Probably won't edit it out because it's good footage for me to make money off of you. Yeah, that's right. You're part of a content farm, even if it is a based one. All right. What else do I want to do? So that's looking okay, but the thing is our padding right there. So there's a couple ways you could handle this. First of all, on the page setup, you see how there's no margin. I could do like 0.02, you know, and that would add a little margin. So let's actually like multiply that by 10. So that looks good, but I also don't want too much side margin. Another alternative you could do here, just for reference, is do something like this, where you go H and then like 2 EM, and then that should, oh, not H, V. And that should push stuff down. And then this, I also don't, because align center, I don't know how necessary that is. Okay, it was necessary, I think. It's subtly off center now. Maybe? I can't tell, to be honest. I'll just keep it, just to be safe. Okay, and then image size, I kind of want to make this a little bigger. Can I do times like 0.25? Beautiful. And then again. Okay, that's great. This is not an SVG, which is not ideal. I think an SVG would be a little better, so let's see if we can do anything about that. In my Stormy document, that's a little behind the scenes, how I edit thumbnails. Yeah, here's kind of what a voyage card used to look like. You can see it as movement values in all directions, and that controls the storm. But I'm kind of going to reinvent what voyage cards look like. But that looks like it's a PNG, and I'm looking for the individual component I can edit. So there's that, but that also looks like a PNG. I really got disorganized at the end of last year, which is annoying. Where is that? Is that really not it? I can't like degroup that. Dang it. Just gotta keep looking. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is. Me and my organization. Wow. So you can see this is 450 by 450, which it doesn't really matter if it's being exported as an SVG because the scale can be anything. But you can change the export to SVG in Figma, and then let's go here, and let's go to projects, and then Stormy Seas, and then assets, components, and then I'll just save this, and I'll keep the PNG one. Oh, I gotta rename it. What was it? Wind. Okay. And now let's go to our voyage file and change this to an SVG. And let's see. That maybe looks a little more crisp. I can't really tell. So yeah, that's that. What else do we need though? Let's go to our to-do.type. Okay, so copy over a font would also be great to do. I think I have a couple of old repos, so let's just do that as another great Typst piece of information. Not that great, you can find that pretty easily, but Cypress, no, I have like the shitty version of version control for this project where there's like 3 major versions, and instead of using Git, because I was like freaked out by having to Gitify like tons of really high definition images, I just made slightly different name variations, which is really, really cursed and dumb. But all right, so let's open this up and then look for, no, what is it? A true type font, TTF, regular, italic, regular. Okay, so that's somewhere in assets, regular. Damn, this is a messy project. TTF, regular, italic, and regular. I guess in assets, fonts are probably more reliable, so I'm just gonna yank that. And then, can we do like something really weird here with oil where we like, would this work if I like visual split and then I like go into my history with like the jump list across projects? Yes! No way! And then I go up into assets and then fonts / yes, and then oh! That's some A+ oil movement right there. That's why oil's so awesome. So that was a great movement command that you would have a hard time pulling off in NetRW, I think, but there's probably a way to do it. All right. So that's great. Let's go back to our other project. You can use the capital L to toggle between 2 different projects, which I find super useful. I'm tired of defending the Teamworks workflow to the window manager people over and over and over again every time. If you're one of those people, that workflow can also be great, and like I appreciate having all these things tiling around, but just for practical software engineering, for me, like multiple projects, multiple windows, all contained within a fuzzy findable thing is just awesome. Like I don't have to worry about, I don't even, to be honest, my window manager setup doesn't really, I never use tiling. Like this, it should tile. I have a window manager started. My window manager is so shitty, it's not even working. But that doesn't bother me because the last time I put 2 apps side by side was like 2014, I think. I just have all my windows, like I have this one for the code editor, this one for the browser, 3 for Spotify, 4 for usually Figma, or 5 for Figma. I don't even know where Figma goes. I just option F and then I'm in Figma. Who cares? So my window manager is more spaces than it is tiling. It should tile. It's a little concerning that it's not tiling at all, but I haven't even noticed that. So that just goes to show tiling window managers are really cool, and you can build a really good workflow, but it's like Vim versus Emacs, where not everyone has to use your workflow to get good work done. All right, and then we copied over the font. That's great. So let's see if we can actually use the font. And probably in utils, we want like a global setup function, like to just, yeah, like let setup, and then this is going to be just like a function that does a bunch of stuff. I think you have to use an equals in Typst. Okay, and then let's just do, how do we import? Set text font, and then can we do a local /font / no, it would be /asset /font /regular.ttf, and then I don't know, there's probably some way you can set font, array. Okay, font is an array. Text.font. That's interesting. So I wonder if there's a way to, let's open the docs. Oh, wait, I saw it, I think. Weight, light, regular, medium. No, I'm looking for a way to basically like set multiple fonts so that it automatically, like, I can italicize things. Okay, their docs are changing now. That's unfortunate. So you can see these tools sometimes are like a little bit janky around the edges, but I mean, such as any new tool. amount of space should be added between characters. Okay, I'm not sure. I think this is getting kind of too slow moving, so I'll move on from that, figure it out another time off camera probably, like Minecraft Let's Play style. That was such a cultureless reference, God. And I think other than that, probably call it here because this is already like 30 minutes long. But what I want to do is put numbers in all of these, so have like a grid layout function that's lined up nicely with that, so that I can like auto slap the numbers on them and I can programmatically generate those. And I also want backs that like say what season there are. This text could also be bigger. Let's do like 32 point. Yeah, that's nice and clean. And then this will also probably be a little bit lower down, to be honest. I could probably just copy this V place over. Yeah, that looks quite nice. Let's actually make it like 4 EM. I kind of want that at the very bottom. Too far bottom, 3 EM. Great, beautiful. And then we could maybe put even like a little paragraph right here that says such and such thing about the text, but this is like very simple, looks clean to me. And actually, honestly, my mom, she's like an artist and she's given me a lot of great pointers towards like little graphic design things, which I didn't even know she would know because she's like a cartoonist. But she says always, always, always like make things bigger than you think you should, because you're working with a big zoomed in version, and once you get the print copy of anything, like it'll look kind of goofy. So let's actually do like 1.4 right there. So yeah, I think, and that actually makes the padding towards the bottom look a little bit too extreme, so maybe this could go back to 2 EM, and beautiful, yeah, that's like a big in-your-face table. Could even be a little bigger, honestly, but I think I'll keep it like that for now. Another great tip she's given me is when you're designing stuff in Figma, and I actually am not sticking to this here, unfortunately, because I think this is I heard this, but don't use full black colors, because that's kind of like a unrealistic thing in real life. It's like, there is no color whatsoever. What you should do is use a very, very subtle gray. And that's actually a good last thing to do in this video. So what we can do, select all this, and you see the stroke right there. Let's like go like that. It's like a very dark gray, because that's like something that could occur in nature. Whereas coal, like jet black, is like, I guess there's obsidian and dark wolf or something, but so waves, and then let's just, okay, that was really weird. That didn't say, do you want to replace? Oh, it's because it's called winged. That's awkward. Okay, well, I'll have an artifact of that. It's floating around, but who cares? Now let's go to this. Oh, shoot. That's really unfortunate. I also added the stroke to all of these arrows. So let's just go and, how do you select? Oh, you shift. Probably a better way to do this, but can't get caught in constant optimization. Let's remove that. I think it looks cleaner without it. Damn it, and the triangles too. Okay, bear with me. Yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more like kind of graphic design things. Like that's also, I'm really into that on top of programming. I do like the logical stuff, but I like my strength language was always CSS, which is so funny. Just because like so many people hate that, and I'm like, ooh, I like moving this little box like 2 pixels to the right. I like how that looks. All right, waves, no, not falling for that trick again. And it's awesome here how Typst also instantly reflects the change. So maybe that was a minuscule change that you can't tell. Oh, that's really bothering me. I'll have to fix that off camera, but yeah. A great start to the card. I think once the numbers are in place and it's like an official card, it'll be great. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this Vimothée podcast or what have you. Who really cares? There's no, calling it a podcast I think isn't intolerable because there's no branding or logos down your throat. So not wasting your time with any of that kind of routine, and I'll see you next time.